part 4 again. Yay! Well, if you just joined me, this is my Smart-Hayabusa. It's a 2008 Smart that is now evolving to become a race car. And it's part 4, the second video on the front suspension. On the first video of part 4, I built all the parts for the front suspension. On this one, I'm gonna install it on the car. And I'm gonna change the sheet because I'm now reading the second one. And yep, the main goal here is to produce a front suspension, a racing front suspension, with the geometry that will not create any bump steers.
Bump steers or roll steer is a term for the tendency of the wheel of a car to steer itself as it moves through the suspension system.
Please, no bump steers, no bump steers. Because Daddy, no! It's like, I'm really hoping that I did correctly my homework during the design, and we will see that in a few short moments. It's time to work. Quickly guys, before starting the installation, I do have some fab to do, which is finishing the tie rod. So this is the stock tie rod from the 2008 Smart. As you know, I'm gonna reuse the rack and pinion on the Smart, and I'm gonna need only this section from this tie rod. Everything else is gonna be scrap. So the only thing I have to do is to make a small bushing adapter and cut and weld everything together, and that's it. So let's do this. Well, I think I came across a small issue. It's the first one, and it ain't gonna be the last one. So as you can see, I install the layout for all the wishbone brackets, and the plan was to install a cross member. And on this cross member, I will attach this bracket, and connected to this bracket is gonna be the two shocks on both sides. So first problem, and I double checked it physically with wooden blocks before designing it. So I cut myself 3.5-inch height wooden blocks, and I checked if the height was okay to clear the steering shaft. And one thing that I thought is that everything's gonna be quite in the middle of this beam, like pretty much here, which is not, because the center of the shock tower is pretty much flushed with the firewall. So it means that everything needs to be pushed back pretty much close to the firewall. And I knew that from the design, but I checked it thinking first that it's gonna be in the middle, and I forget about it. I will need to cut option A, the shaft, or option B, the cross member. So I think I'm gonna do, obviously, I'm gonna cut this one. I will make a small bridge across the steering shaft. And then the second problem, I knew that shocks will be close to the firewall, but in fact there's a dent, a bump right here, and now they are interfering with that bump. So I think I will cut a big square window and install a Lexan. I will be able to see working both front shocks. Well, I had to do some modification for the square bar, and it's gonna be wider by 4 inches, but I use it as an opportunity to having a plus and minus 1 inch for adjustability. So this one's gonna be stiffer and this one's smoother. Good boy. Thank you, Rex. Je savais. Stupid. Whoa! This thing's super rigid. Oh yeah. The car's moving. Oh yeah. That is looking freaking good. This thing's gonna be so mean and wide. Well, I won't lie to you guys, but I've been spending pretty much the entire day working on this setup. The goal here is quite simple. I want to verify if I have any bump steers. So for those of you who don't know what is bump steers, it's when the suspension of your car going up and down without even moving your steering wheel, the angle of the wheel will change slightly. And that produces an unstable car and can be quite dangerous. So the setup here is simple. I'm using 2 dial gauge to verify the difference between one side and the other, and do some small basic math and figure out what is the change of the angle. Right now I'm at 1.1 degree, which is too much. I was targeting more like 0.2 to 0.5 degrees, and 1.1 is just not good enough, especially for a small car like the Smart-Hayabusa. So I've been trying a couple of different things, and then I asked myself, is it possible that the steering rack is not quite in the position that I put it in the 3D design? So I think a quick fix can be just putting some washers underneath the steering rack. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so we'll see if it works. Oh, it's easy to do, quick fix. Just have to put some shims and a longer bolt. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. For real, I don't get it. I'm stuck. I thought it was because of the motor, but no, it's the casting. What? Ah! Well, this one I can believe. I'm 10,000 of an inch off. I raised again by 2 washers the steering rack. Wow. Okay, I will redo that again, and again, and again, and again, to make sure that I really understood what I should do and where I should adjust things. And then I will be able to finish and complete everything in the front suspension. But I think I've got it this time. Oh yeah. 10,000 of an inch, come on. It's done. It's done. Finally, it's done. But I'm glad it's done. It's a big part of the build. It was a bit more challenging and time-consuming than I was expecting. And if you think it's an easy task to do, you're either a pro builder and you've done this a trillion times, which I'm not, or you're never done this and you're not aware of all the small details that comes into play in a front suspension, which I'm not anymore. Alright guys, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed this video. You can watch 4 other videos on the Smart-Hayabusa. Please consider subscribing if you like seeing a middle-aged, bearded, weird French-Canadian dude building a racing Smart with a Hayabusa engine in the back. Alright, see ya.